The Wetlands Workshop was an idea that we hatched years ago, working with the Parks and Recreation Department to try to bring public awareness of wetlands and their value to people in the environment.
When we did the pool complex, it was part of a master plan of the whole park, and that wetlands was a piece of that, and the grant funding allowed us to get that started.
One of the things that got the funding in line for this project was the fact that it was going to improve water quality in Spring Run, which is the receiving stream that this empties into, and it's not in very good shape in terms of water quality. The history of this site was that it was all farmland in the 1950s, no natural vegetation whatsoever. And when the city acquired it as parkland, it was just the wettest part of the site. Nobody was quite sure what to do with it. It filled in with a lot of silt and an invasive hybrid cattail that had just covered the site 10 feet high. So when the park was being redeveloped, we had this unique opportunity to expand and enhance that area to create more microhabitats.
And Mark did the redesign of it, so instead of being a straight flow-through stream, it now has a serpentine configuration with a couple of pools, and so that was done to attract some aquatic fowl and a little bit more wildlife to the area.
Not only a great recreational and educational opportunity, but it's functional as well. It's having an environmental impact. There's been water quality monitoring at the Wetlands project since it was completed, and at the end of 3 seasons there have been dramatic decreases in the amount of phosphates and nitrates leaving the system compared to when it entered.
It's a much healthier system, much more diverse in terms of the plant community and the wildlife that's attracted here, and it really gives us a sense of what's possible if we set aside a little bit of ground for nature in urban areas. I like to attribute the success of this project to the vision that the Parks and Recreation Department has had in looking for these opportunities to enhance and restore wetland areas. They've got a pretty good track record for trying to be mindful of these environmental resources because they're very important to our watersheds, our water quality.
When you enter the pool, the main entrance is through a rain garden, which is kind of replicating the idea we had with could we have the actual wetlands be the entrance to the pool. So we have a rain garden, which is not only a fantastic way to enter the pool and an environment to be immersed in as you get to Highlands, but it's functional. All the rainwater that falls on the decks of Highlands Pool, that falls on the rooftops, is all funneled into that rain garden. So it's all naturally treated and then onto Spring Run and out to Allen Creek. We wanted to make some parking that was more convenient to the front entrance to the swimming pool. So as the parking lots were improved, they include bioswales and pervious pavement. The bioswale is the island of the parking lot is inverted, so it's below grade of the parking lot, not a typical island above with a curb around it. So you don't see typical stormwater catch basins in our parking lot either. The pervious pavement is a type of concrete that it holds up to vehicle traffic, mainly in parking stalls, and it's very open, so it's full of pore space that allows rainwater to penetrate the actual pavement into the stone base underneath and then slowly migrate through the ground. The site was designed with the boardwalks and stone paths that you can get right to the water, you can get right up to the vegetation, you can see wildlife that might not have been there before, so it gets you right in there. We incorporated a nature play area, hoping to encourage kids to get out in the natural environment, get into the grass, get your hands in the water, look for tadpoles, look for frogs. There's trends and some science out there that shows some of the ills of society kind of mirror the less time that children spend outside, just going out and playing in the woods and getting muddy and looking for tadpoles in a pond. So anytime that we can enrich the natural environment and present it in a way that encourages people to come out and become engaged is a fantastic opportunity for us.
You know, to see kids getting out of the house and get them out of front of the screens that you all can see them, and out here getting their hands wet. I saw a couple little kids over there that sought out a puddle and jumped right in the middle of it. I remember the joy of doing that as a kid, and that's just priceless.